All right, let's continue the game. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Talk to Miles. Ghosts are real. Just thought you should know. Yeah, I know. I've seen tons of videos of ghosts doing stuff on the internet. I'm not 12. So Kanika has a cold, huh? That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again. Like, I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime. Hey. Don't call me out like that. Says the guy in Goku pants. Everybody knows Dragon Ball is a good anime. No, it's not. It's a terrible anime. One whole season is a fight. I'm sorry. She watches the trashy shit. You see any weird rocks around town? Yeah. You? He smirks. Clearly, this is a very sick burn, and you should feel bested by his wit. Is your mom a witch? Wouldn't you like to know? I would, actually. It's totally obvious that she's a witch. Like, you even need me to say it? Check in on Kanika. Okay, yeah, the original Dragon Ball is fine, but Dragon Ball Z was... Bleh. Also, I mean, I would rather watch the original Japanese ones that weren't meant for kids. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom. Oh, Darker Neon. What's up? I could use a breather. Mind if we hang out for a bit? Sorry, Darker Neon. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it, or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. It looks like you're on your own. You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. Why aren't they showing? Like, normally there's like video. Okay, there we go. It isn't long before you find yourself outside Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. Geez, there's a lot of these little suckers. There. Hey, raccoon. Hi, buddy. There-ish, I think. There. Hey, Wayne. How you doing, buddy? There. I missed that one the first sweep. Okay. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your rib cage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits the compulsive frequency. You can see the hill Sybil was talking about, wrapped around the back of the old hospital, like a stone blanket. It should take you directly up to the second floor and the unlocked doors of the terrace.
Why do I hear boss music?
Yeah, that's what it feels like, right? Why would I go in through the clinic door? Like, why is that the idea for Street Smart? I'm going to do it because that's a special option. It's a doctor's office, not Fort Knox. Why would the clinic door be locked? You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs of the clinic's wraparound porch, avoiding any suspiciously creaking looking steps. You push the door open slowly, just enough for you to slip in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges. Hey! You can see the doc at the desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it is that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. What? The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Didn't I say he was probably dead? Darker neon? What are you doing in the morgue? What is a good one? Am I interrupting something? No, I was just practicing, I guess. Sometimes I just come down here to rehearse. I see. Oh no, I gotta go with the pun. Rehearse, you say. Good one. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man. I need to get behind the wall. There's some kind of magic shit going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the past. 'Cause that's where it goes. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the doc out of our hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick and I need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing for it. Doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. Use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Exactly. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. Looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked up some. I got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. Doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, and then the front door opening and closing. It worked. The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though. I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper, cabinets, and medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. You're a fast reader. It shouldn't take you long to skim these. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. But find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. Pearl Ann's death certificate. Sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter, Tabitha. Chrysanthemum Scarlet. No autopsy performed. Tabitha's middle name is Chrysanthemum? Wonder who cursed her with that mouthful. I feel like that was forbidden knowledge. Edwardine's death certificate. Edwardine Scarlet, born April 9th, 1913. Died February 12th, 2003. Aged 89. Cause of death, heart failure. Signed by her... I sanded it into the paper. Signed by her granddaughter, Pearl Ann Scarlet. Pretty normal. Almost made it to 90. Died of normal old person illness. Enoch's. Enoch Scarlet, born September 9th, 1887. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 69. Nice. Cause of death, fall from cliff. Who was Cliff? And why did he fall from him? This one has a coroner's report attached. Organs sustained impact injuries. Lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Whoa, an actual autopsy report. Looks ancient. Explore the other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlet whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore Scarlet, born May 24th, 1890, died 1918, age 28. Cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered. Signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. That's right, you had a great uncle who died in the collapse. Joseph Scarlet, born April 1914, died June 7th, 1944. Louis Scarlet, born August 1920, died June 6th, 1944. Wow, they died within a day of each other. Both killed at Normandy in the line of duty. These must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death, infant boy, Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April 3rd, 1945. Stillbirth, mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth. No doctor present, home burial. That settles the question of whether you're related to Charlie. Not so fast. There was no doctor present at the birth. And a home burial? There's some information missing there. Alexandra Scarlet, born December 12th, 1947. Died August 20th, 1957. Age 9, missing. Presumed dead. Signed by mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. And it was the same day Enoch died in a hiking accident. Mary Bell Scarlet, born September 3rd, 1946. Died October 30th, 1963. Aged 17. Cause of death: complications during childbirth. Signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. Wow, that's a lot of kids to outlive. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. A fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. Just down the hall. There it is. Looks like it needs a key, though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. It's probably on top of it. He stops as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door to the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Let him in. You make space, and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough so that you both can still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We better wait a second, just in case. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting her location, all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers and scanning them for keys. Yeehaw! I'll take this moment to hydrate. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small furry fruits, castor beans. You've seen them elsewhere in town, but for the life of you, you can't remember where. Why did your mom get castor beans? Yes, found the keys. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of colored tape on the head. What's this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things? Reese unlocks the cabinet. Damn, he tall boy. And offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. And I don't know. I've never seen them before. I'm not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too, though, come to think of it. She's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just for storage. Is just storage for orders she gets from the pharmacist over in Brevard. Why would she be bringing something like that in here? Castor beans make ricin, a deadly poison. She's not making it though, right? Why would she make that? She's a doctor. Let him draw his own conclusions. You decide it's best to let Reese draw his own conclusions. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere. That drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien-looking fruit, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Good thing I already have the keys. He unlocks the drawer, pulling out a notebook. This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's like some kind of diary or medical history or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode? Guessing she's referring to one of my rough nights. Oh, here we go. There's some illustrations. He glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. That's poison, right? He jerks his head towards the door. Shit, that was the door from the house. We gotta run. You follow Reese's instructions, once again starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide your way back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? Thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs and drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You don't have to do that. I'll grab something from my room later. Sure, whatever you're able to do. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. Let's do this. I'd like to do the honors if you don't mind. I've got some confused and angry feelings I'd like to express. Reese takes the axe from you and approaches the wall. Reese manages to cut through the wall with very little effort. Unexpected from somebody with his frame and condition. But you know his stringy muscles are backed by a mounting fury at what's been done to him. That goes a long way. He staggers back from the massive hole in the wall and admires his work. Disrespect your surroundings. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place in the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward, and you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. Actually, that wasn't drywall. That was lath and plaster. But, you know. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Whoa, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Injured man. You know, I thought you were gonna I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I gonna do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research. I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out. I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans. Oh, fuck off. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. Yeah, deal with the devil. You tore down that wall like a wild animal. Found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghost? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and then you seemed stable. I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. You don't have the kind of muscle mass required for that. Huh? Why would I lie about that? I just picked you up and carried you back. It's not like I had to go very far. Just call Dr. Kelly know I'm here. No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong or my neck would seem too long or the room would feel smaller. Yeah, I doubt that. Doing cult things. Exactly. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours? I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing, and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. I'm sure you can understand why. Oh, I like that. The like stair steps to prison. Yeah, a little Mike Myers doll. The cube from Hellraiser, just like that's the Hellraiser poster. Legally distinct not. There was no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. But it's all in here. She never outright says what she's doing. And the recipe she came up with to deal with my flare-ups, whatever she thinks those are, involves that weird plant that was on the counter. Those castor beans. You were right. And rice and poisoning matches up with quite a few of my symptoms. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to depend on her. to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. Ryerson is really bad. How are you not dead? Well, okay, I'm going to point out, ricin comes from castor bean skins. Castor oil comes from the oil inside. Castor oil will make you sick as a dog. Ricin will kill you. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. And yeah, she is a professional. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough to prove that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. Well, sometimes poisons can be used to kill something worse. I mean, that's the difference. You know, it's like enough water will, poison you. Enough salt will poison you. But in small doses, poisons can be cures. And also, we don't know if she was using the bean itself or the leaves, which can have a dramatic different effect. With your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops. Maybe not the local cops, but cops? You're right. I have her journal. That's pretty incriminating, even if she left out any descriptive words for what she was up to. Ideally, I'd never have to see or think about her ever again. But if it comes to it, this could be my guarantee that she would never be able to have power over me again. I'm just going to leave it at that. You blocked your door? Of course I did. I put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here to finish me off or whatever it is she might do now. Now that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. See, and I was wondering if it was Munchausen by proxy. Good, gives us time to figure out a game plan. Right. I mean, we probably also left the axe, so that door ain't gonna be nothing to a fire axe. Exactly. I think we should treat her like a legitimate threat. I have these weird memories. I always assumed they were dreams or hallucinations because they didn't fit the way I thought of her, but I think she's used tranquilizers on me. Oh, he's been roofied. Other times that I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should believe my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. We'll wait until she's asleep. Then we can at least get out of the basement, and we can figure out what to do from there. Let's find a distraction until it's safe to leave. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Well, yeah, you're feeling good for the first time in forever. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It would obviously take more than a day for ricin poisoning to be out of his system. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I believe you owe me a showing of Shinochi, Deathblood. I believe I do. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and, of course, the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of the director's other films, and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back to the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its... I know this film. I've seen somebody review it. I want to find this film. If it's not the film I'm thinking of, that's a really close explanation to the one that I heard about. I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out. Like watch movies with another person. Why do I have a feeling he's probably going to pass out or something's going to go wrong? Like, I mean, even the way they're drawing him is looking more manic. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristic. Yeah, maybe vampire. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. I'm glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine, hard to believe after all these years alone, that that's going to be my reality. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of veganettes. Like little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Probably. Reese, are you feeling okay? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day. I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely it is she'll figure out that we're onto her. And it would be too easy for her to lock me up again and be thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Wayne. Dr. Neon, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the window. Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yeah, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. What the hell is going on? I can protect both of us, Darker Neon. The window shatters. As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves off of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Jesus, rando. I'm gonna run for the stairs. You've seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by the chair. And then it's blocked by something else, too. Try and tear through them. You toss the chair out of the way and do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings wait their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right there. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday. All intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster preparing to do something unthinkable. Right? I'm trying. I'm going to see if I can save her. You grasp the handle and turn. Street smart. Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadows and levels a firearm in your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun. Duck. Duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whizzing through the air. You turn and see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He looks like some of the depictions of the Jersey Devil. He pulls the tranquilizer dart from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're going to have to try harder than that. You... No. How did you... As if... as if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out from between the cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the... Oh, I already read that. Run after Dr. Kelly. You run forward, braving the onslaught of Reese's creations, dodging them as best you can as you try to see where Dr. Kelly went. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Dr. Neon. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help both of us. Remain silent. I need you to go to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. Head to the medical storage room. Nail polish remover and a water gun, yeah. You turn back around and head to the medical storage room. I'm here. Wrong voice. I'm here. Great. Now listen to me. I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't going to cut it. Jesus. An intercom system? Huh, Doc. Good. You should hear this. Dr. Neon, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement. Or someplace even worse. And keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I ever have felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I'm not gonna let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese. I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship. Sorry, that voice is really killing me. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Enough. Reese cries out in pain. Yeah, I would say he got slashed. Yeah, iron skillet to the head. All right. 90108. I don't want to wait. I like that. That's actually pretty clever. What the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab those tranquilizers and head to the safe room. Grab the freaking tranquilizers. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. Head to the safe room. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry! I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears managed to slip past her. She stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Reese and your friends are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Let's talk Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then an extra few. Thickened nails, sharp teeth, elfish ears. I figured he might be some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities. Enough to be noticeable. I was scared he could do that. I was scared he could see that. And he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that there was something beyond my realm of expertise. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We only had 3 incidences like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages, so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I'd be giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all the drugs. It was already suspicious that I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution, and I took it. And I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you and what did they say? Do we even have to ask? Who's good with natural cures? It's Sybil. Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman, but screw it. I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. It was, and that's all I have to say about that. What just happened? We got none of it. What is he? At first, I thought it was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules, or anything silver doesn't do shit to him. I've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. It'd be fascinating to know what happens to him or how his body does it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess I'll just have to remain a mystery. It'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps on Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Yeah, something like that. Or the cryptid that influenced that story. The relationship between you, wrong voice. The relationship between you seems so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready. But hey, he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought up into the world isn't going to go around eating people. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He mostly just sad. But every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. What you're doing is difficult, but it's necessary. I can fix him. Yeah, that'd be dumb. What you're doing is difficult, but it's necessary. I'm glad you see it. I'm glad you see that. Makes me feel a little less cruel. It hasn't been easy doing all this to him, but I know it's for the best, for him and for everyone else. Leave it at that. Oh my God, I wrapped my friggin' cord around crap. I was trying to pull everything out of whack. Sorry. What's this room? Old x-ray room. Lead walls? After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with a special remote-controlled lock. Glad it could finally come in handy. What's the game plan, both short and long term? Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here. Then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. Has that worked before? He's never known the exact nature of his condition before. Maybe it was a mistake to hide it from him. But I thought it meant he could feel like he had more freedom, not knowing that if he just stopped taking his pills, he could become big and pointy enough to kill me. I'm gonna have to revoke some of those freedoms now. He's not gonna like that, but I think he'll understand, even if it takes time. I don't think he wants to hurt people. He just can't help what he is. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. Sit in silence, wait for Reese. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for her son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit. This might be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Yeah, he really is turning into some kind of Jersey devil. At least that's like some of the depictions I've seen of him. What is this? What were you so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. Give her the tranquilizer darts. Dr. Kelly quickly loads them into her gun, leveling the barrel at her son. Dr. Neon, I thought we were in this together. Thank God. Dr. Kelly sighs heavily, staring down the warped figure of her son. I can drag him into the safe room on my own. I'll meet you at the front when I'm done. Leave her to it. You return to the entrance of the clinic. Everything is quiet now. Only streaks of paint where Reese's minions had once roiled out of the cracks in the wood. I hope you understand that this needs to stay... Oh, whoops. I hope you understand this needs to stay between us. I don't care how much you feel like you need to share what you just happened with other people. The more people who know about this, the more trouble it is for me and for him. I don't need any more well-intentioned escape plans. There's a magic stone in your basement. Just thought you should know. Also, we busted a hole in the wall down there. All right. Thanks for the heads up, I guess. What's up, Ghost? Shouldn't you be sleeping? Like, bro, I am so glad you popped in, but I mean, seriously. You just pulled a 16-and-a-half-hour shift, if I remember correctly. I would be so flippin' tired. Well, okay, maybe not. I've been there and... Can I come visit him? All right, all right. It's what I used to say, too. Now I have strange aches and pains. As long as you don't bring anyone else along, yeah, that would probably be good for him. I can't promise he'll want to see you, or that he won't have some harsh words, even if he does. But I don't want him entirely isolated. Do you think you'll let any of his friends in on this? She heaves a sigh. I'll have to think about it. Hey, what's up, XO? How you doing? I have a feeling we're almost done with this game because episode 5's not out yet. And we're at the tail end of episode 4. You missed all the good stuff. You missed, Reese turning into a Jersey Devil-like looking character. I'll have to think about it. Oh, pfft. Right? That's what I'm saying. I'll have to think about it. We'd run the risk of one of them trying to break him out. But if he's stuck in a windowless room with no internet and no friends, that's a one-way ticket to insanity. Well, it should still be, up on my VODs, and it'll be, like my videos of the day. I think there's still that, and it'll be up on the Neon Boss channel. This episode goes about... well, okay, so your mom ran away from her family, which was back in the backwoods of Appalachia. And Green Jean's got a point. And actually, mostly what you can do is eat either a banana, a potato, or what's the other one? I can't remember the other one, but bananas and potatoes have a lot of magnesium and potassium in them for bone repair and muscle recovery. Yes. So anyway, your mom ran away from her family. You don't really know much about your family. You just know that your last name is Scarlet. Your mom died a while back. Your cousin contacts you and says your aunt died and she wants you home. At least for the funeral. And you find out that this backwoods town in Appalachia is a weird ass town. Let's see. First episode, we found the ditchlings, which are these little amorphous, Stay Puft Marshmallow Mans, but not as cute. Accidentally killed a farmer. I didn't, but, they accidentally killed him. I don't think it was intentional, but don't quote me on it. We stopped a mine, a bunch of kids getting crushed in a mine collapse. That was definitely supernatural induced. We stopped a haunting and got to learn a little bit about our family history in the town. And now one of the kids in town, we found out, actually transforms into like a Jersey Devil looking monster. So that's basically the episode so far. Then I'd have an insane monster on my hands. Stella in particular would be a problem. That girl never knows how to mind her own business or follow other people's rules. And she would have absolutely no fear of what might happen if he was cut loose. It is very interesting. And there's multiple ways to play. Oh yes, and Gretchen the Superdog, which I'm still worried about because we haven't seen Stella or Gretchen in a whole day now. Ghoulie told me that there's multiple different ways to play. So there might be different things that happen as you do different things. Also, she told me that speak with animals as a trait that you, when you create your character, is very interesting. Tanika, I might consider. She's a bit of a bleeding heart and pretty inflexible morals, which could be a problem. On the other hand, I don't know how well she could keep a secret, and if Stella found out, then Kanika could probably be convinced to do a jailbreak, and then it'd all blow up in my face. But also, if you told them what happens when he doesn't take the medicine, they might be more willing to help you, and you wouldn't have to shoulder the burden all yourself. You can probably tell I've put a lot of thought into this. It's the same calculation I've been doing for years, debating whether or not I could be fully upfront with any of them, instead of just pushing them away and hoping they didn't notice what was really going on. She sighs again. Maybe I'll get him a kitten or something, like they did for Coco the gorilla. Might as well give him a tire swing while I'm at it, some enrichment for his enclosure. I hate that I have to do this to him. I feel so guilty. Join the club. But he was bound to figure it out sooner or later. I'm just glad there was an extra pair of hands around. It could have gone a lot worse. As much as I'd love to stand around chatting, I have to get to work. Got to clean this place as best I can before tomorrow. And you should probably get home. It's dark. I'm sure your cousin is worried about you. Hugger. No offense, but I'm not a hugger. See you later, Darker Neon. Well, I tried. She firmly escorts you to the door. It closes behind you. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream. And now that it's over, you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. It's all I can do. It's time to go home. You don't get far before you're interrupted by the jingling of dog tags. Gretch? What's up, Gretch? This is Gretchen the super dog. Gretchen appears at the edge of the road, running as fast as her geriatric pug legs can carry her. Gretchen seems distressed. She whines as she stares up at you from the ground, eyes desperate, anxiously jumping back and forth and darting away when you try to lean down to her. Gretchen, where's Stella? Gretchen whimpers, then starts trying to drag you towards the woods. Follow? Gretchen ain't steered us wrong yet. You follow Gretchen. She nervously runs ahead of you the whole time, constantly looking back to make sure you're still there as she leads you into the dark woods. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at asphalt, is Stella. This is where her parents died. Gretchen runs up to her and sits in Stella's lap. Gretchen, you're back. Don't scare me like that again. You sit on the log beside her. Dr. Neon, how did you... Wait, Gretchen came and get you? Gretchen come get you? Wow, she must think I'm dying or something. Yeah, Gretchen found me. She's a good girl. She really is. Please, just talk to me. I'm begging you. Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words, a part of her thought she would never have to say out loud. And then she turns back to the road. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained, and the sun was finally coming out. Yeah, I thought so. New student orientation. Damn, the art on this is so awesome. So happy. That was fast. Because she was laying down in the back seat. Well, I mean, I knew there was going to be an accident, but I mean, seriously. I didn't think it was going to happen that fast. Yeah, they're gone. They're like, trigger warning, this might be gruesome. 2 decapitated bodies. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I know that's... Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful. Really messed me up for a while. That's something you're going to have to deal with your whole life. I think I'm still messed up. There's whole years of my life after the accident that feel like they just never happened. Like, every time I try to remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel. I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while. Thank God. That's called grief, and you were just running on autopilot. Like, that is an actual phenomenon. Fugue state. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone. If anybody needs comfort right now, it's her. You reach out to her, taking her hand. It's warm against the cool night air. The skin of her knuckles soft. She finally tears her gaze from the road, her sad eyes meeting yours. But the hint of a smile creeps up at the corners of her mouth, her dimples beginning to crease. Her hand shifts, her calloused palm fitting into yours, her grip tightening. It's strong and comforting. You can tell she feels held, and so do you. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened, and I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. Just because they weren't there doesn't mean they don't love you, wherever they are. That's a nice thought. I thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means there's a good version too, where they're still on that long car ride, listening to Dad's tape, with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to him. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. They died with your future on their minds. It's time for you to start living it. You and Stella sit in thoughtful silence for a long moment, as if both of you still expect something to happen. You're right. There's a new conviction in her voice. But what the hell am I doing, sitting out here waiting to see some awful memory of them? They wouldn't want me to do that. I don't think I realized how much I let this weigh me down. They were excited to bring me someplace new, but I've spent the last however many years just standing in place. Like I was waiting for them to come back home. They would be crushed if they knew that's how I was going to spend the rest of my life. So I'm not going to let that happen. Stella nestles into you, her well-muscled shoulder relaxing against your body. You share each other's warmth as you both stare out at the quiet mountain road. Thank you, Darker Neon. I feel lighter. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet air. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. She doesn't need to hear about this tonight. Yeah. You can keep the events that transpired at the clinic to yourself, at least for now. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home. This is the one I've been flirting with. I'd love nothing more. You offer her your arm. She smiles, flipping hers into the crook of your elbow. She pulls you closer until the skin of your forearm brushes against her side. Oh, shoot, she's still in the Ghostbusters uniform thing. And this is me. Do you want to come in? Tip. Dialogue options marked romance will start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to, and will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Yeah, please. Bling, bling. This is a dating sim, right? This is one of the achievements I just got. Stella ushers you inside, a barely contained grin threatening to split into an excited smile. Please don't tell me we're gonna... Like, I don't care. Let me just go take a quick shower. I've been sitting outside for a day. I need some soap. It'll just take a minute. Then we can get cozy. As she blushes, you see that? That's funny. I'm not going to push my luck. Say nothing. I'll let her shower in peace. She hurries off, leaving you and Gretchen in the living room. Hey, Gretch. Gretchen immediately curls up in her bed, clearly exhausted from a long day of worrying over Stella. I probably would see if the doggo wants some FUD. Oh, her parents' shoes are still just sitting there. I just saw that. So I'll bet a lot of this is... Yeah, because there's a happy family. Right? I mean, but what would you do? I mean, that's so tough. No. But before she has a chance to fall asleep, a heavy knock startles you, her and you. Gretchen growls. There's someone at the door. Who is it? You know who it is. Open the door, please, Darker Neon. All right. What's up? You summon the bravery to cross the room and open the door. Wayne cocks his head, the stained veil over his face, fluttering in the slight breeze outside. The outside of his clothes are streaked with what at first you think might be gore, but you quickly realize it's actually paint. And there are wide claw marks down his shirt. But he's still in one piece after his altercation with Reese. Wayne, I was so worried about you. No need to worry. The boy managed to catch me off guard with those little constructs of his. Oh, I'm pretty sure it is. And I'm wondering if Wayne might actually be some kind of relation. But he wouldn't stand a chance against me without little tricks like that. I won't keep you long. I know you have a warm bed and a warm body to keep you occupied tonight. but I wanted to give you a suggestion for tomorrow. You should take advantage of Tabitha's absence at the estate. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her around to stop you. Do a little exploring. You might be surprised at what you can find. He slowly steps back, shining eyes fixed on you as he disappears into the dark night beyond Stella's door. Gretchen's growls escalate into barks. Calm down, Gretchen. Were you just talking to somebody, Dark and Neon? Wayne stopped by. He's still following you? Are you sure we're safe? I think he's on our side. You think so? I guess that's good. I still don't love the thought of him stopping by unannounced at odd hours of the night, though. But you'll let us know if he tries anything, right, Gretchen? Gretchen snarls and yapping fiercely. That's right, Gretchen. You're the most vicious little geriatric pug there is. Probably. You know, the thought of your creepy stalker, whether he's on our side or not, makes me feel a lot better about having you around tonight. It'll be nice to have somebody next to me if I get scared in the middle of the night. Speaking of, I'm exhausted. Let's turn in. Just give me a second to finish drying off. Are you going to give me the option to text my cousin and at least tell her what's going on? Stella disappears into her room for a brief moment, and then her door creaks back open. So are you coming in? You walk by Stella and into her bedroom. She gently closes the door behind you. Sorry, I didn't clean up beforehand. You can think of it as getting the authentic Stella experience. I don't think I'm going to explain to her that I've already been in this room. Snooping. She slips past you and lies on the bed, dressed in an oversized t-shirt. You're quick to follow. Wow, I am a desperate mofo. No conversation, no nothing, just... She's warm and... Right? She's warm and slightly damp from the shower, her skin fresh and flowery. She turns to look at you, smiling. Dimples crease at the edges of her mouth. You could kiss me if you want. Come on, we got this far. You shift closer to her in your eye and close your eyes. The magnetic pull of anticipation runs down your... Okay, are we reading and... Can we, like, skip, like, the actual scenes? I guess I could have immediately fall asleep. That's kind of rude since gone this far. You shift closer to her and close your eyes. The magnetic pull of anticipation rolls down your spine and across your skin. And for a moment that seems to last forever, you take in every detail of the world around you. Although that is quite a good description of the first time, you know, I really... This is going to sound bad, but I don't know how else to say it. When I really, like, looked at the woman that would eventually become my wife. You know, I mean, yeah, we kind of flirted and stuff like that prior, but you know how when you're starting to have a relationship start to mature, it hits you like this is really the person I want to spend the rest of my time with. The forested scent of her eucalyptus shampoo, and beneath it the slightest hint of campfire, the comforting heat of soft but calloused hands against your cheek, the thunder of your hearts beating ever more quickly in unison. The tension rises and rises, a tone seemingly without peak. And then it breaks when her lips touch yours. They're fresh and minty and soft, cool against yours, and guided by the gentleness of someone looking to hold on to the memory of tonight for a long, long time. And then she pulls you closer, tighter, and the two of you lose yourselves in each other. Please tell me this is where it ends. I'm not reading a fantasy or a romance novel. Eventually, the two of you break away and open your eyes, gazing at each other from opposite ends of the pillow. You drift off together, limbs entwined, exhausted, and safe and comforted. Tomorrow may bring some new horror, or it might not. But whatever happens, you'll face it together. This is the end of episode 4. Episode 5 will release later this year. Yeah, that's what I found out. I didn't realize the game wasn't complete. And I think they said that there's supposed to be 2 more after 5. I can't remember if it was supposed to be 7 episodes or 9.